Do you know the reason why you get rejected when you apply for the Chinese scholarship? Do you know? Do you want to know? Okay, let's go. That's how Wahashi Shidogo from Confucius Institute, University of Lagos, Nigeria, currently at Georgia Naval University, China, studying Chinese language and culture. Okay, so today we are going to tell you the reasons why you might get rejected when you apply for the Chinese scholarship, that Chinese government scholarship. But the first thing first, if you're applying for Chinese government scholarship, I would advise you don't need to apply for Chinese language, like Chinese language as a course. It's better you can do other courses, but not Chinese language, because Chinese language course is done under the Confucius Institute scholarship, because Confucius Institute scholarship is only for those that want to study Chinese language. So if it's Chinese language is what you want to apply for, I will advise you that you apply through Confucius Institute. Then the second reason why you might get rejected in Chinese government scholarship is second one is if you're not able to get a supervisor. If, for example, for PhD, if you're applying for PhD, make sure you get a supervisor so that you will get a pre-admission. You first of all, they will give you pre-admission recommendation letter. And it's much at least you have, if you have the letter, you have like 70 to 80%, 80 to 90% of getting the scholarship. But don't forget there is also an interview. You have to pay attention during the interview. Make sure you do what they say you should do. Then also another reason why you might get rejected is your age limit. Remember that all the scholarships have their age limit. If you're applying for degree, bachelor degree, you have to be 25 years below. If you're applying for masters, you have to be 30 years below. And if you're applying for PhD, you have to be 35 years below. Only for Chinese language teachers that you have to be 45 years below. But if you're not Chinese language teacher, no. You have to be 35 years below for you to be able to get the full scholarship. Then also another reason why you might get rejected is your study plan. Make sure you write your study plan very well. Study plan is what you have to introduce yourself, your study background. Then why do you want to study in China? The course you are going for. Then how do you plan to study in China? And what do you plan to do with what you are studying after you graduate? And make sure at the end you mention that when you finish graduating, you must go back to your country. It's very important. Then also another one is that some schools are so competitive. Yeah, some schools are so competitive. So if you apply, you have to check out. So if you see some schools that how will you know school that is not competitive? You can search it on Google. You can search the schools that is not competitive. Everything is online. See, all this information is online. Just as some of us we're still maybe tired or we are not you just need to do some research. You get everything online. If you need to, just go to Google and search. You get schools that is not competitive in China and they will give it out. If also search schools that are competitive, they will show you that, you will know. Okay, so because some people might not say that how will I know the schools that is competitive? They search it online. Then also the last one is that just like we said, there are some schools that they have limited seats. If the last one is some school has limited seats, because just like how a normally done is, for example, a school might say, okay, this year we are going to take for student that is not in China, we're going to take going to take like 10 students from outside China. Don't forget that there are also some foreigners in China already, right? That will also apply. Then they'll also say, okay, we'll take 10 from those already in China, that foreign student that is already in China, and we'll take 10 from maybe, of course, maybe some professors might recommend their students too, and all that. So some schools also have limited seats for the applicants. So all these things, you have to pay attention to it, okay, when you're applying for the Chinese government scholarship. Okay, I wish you best in your application. And don't forget, if you have any questions, you can always drop it on the comment section so that we'll talk more on that. And also, don't forget, these are my personal research. I'm not representing anybody. It's just my personal research and my personal opinion on as a Chinese language teacher. Okay, see you on my next video. Bye, Jen.